welcome back to Thek-talks podcast. I'm Thek, your host, and it is a privilege and an honor to be a part of your day. And I just want to say thank you so much for bringing me into your day. I feel humbled and honored, and what a privilege to serve you throughout the day with encouragement and with some faith talks and stuff like that. That really blesses me. And it blesses me when you guys interact and hit like and share and all those good things and comment and all that good stuff. So last week I did talk to you guys about starting a new book and a new book series and just kind of sharing my highlighted moments with you guys. And I was telling you about Joyce Meyer, I think it's called Perfect Love. And here's the thing, I ordered it and it didn't come in on time as expected. So therefore this week I am unable to share the first chapter's highlighted moments. So I do apologize for that. But I do want to kind of encourage you, my new book, which is kind of like not really a book, but it is a planner and prayer journal. It's called My Journey. Here we go, right here. It's kind of a big, I think it's around the size of like a 8x11 size book. As you can see, it's kind of big, but I deliberately made it kind of big so you can have it like nicely spread out and see everything. And so I just want to read to you real quick on here. I put down some notes. Each month has a word or word phrase. This was added to help you brainstorm, add inspiration, and to get you to think of different perspectives throughout the month. Try to think of more scriptures that could relate to the word or word phrase for each month. I pray that this will inspire and encourage you. Then I put goal tips. I know some may think goals are meant for only big achievements. For me, it could look like getting all of the laundry started on Monday and finished by Tuesday evening, no later than 10 p.m. No matter the size, it's always helpful to name it and set an end goal time. Remember, you can always adjust the time and maybe move it to the next day. Keep going. So those are my little notes and tips for the beginning of the book. And I just want to let you know that I'm just going to, well, first let me just share with you what it kind of looks like. Like, here's like January. Can you see that? January. And that's just to kind of help you get started. The word for January is opportunity. And you can think of big and small opportunities. And I have a Bible verse reference, 2 Corinthians 8:9. And then I have a little like kind of a question to kind of get your thoughts stirred up. What spoke to you from this scripture reading? How did it make you feel? Reflect, pray, and journal. So then you can think about that. The next is still continuing on to the month, the same month that you're in. And we're just using January as an example. I put this as kind of like you're planning your thoughts down. I put like top 3 to 5 goals to accomplish and by when. And on the next page next to it, as you can see, I'm going to lay it out here like this. This side here is kind of like your calendar side. I kind of left it, the numbers blank, because I figure for future purposes someone can buy this again or buy it whenever. And you can put like a note, like a little number yourself. Like you put the number here yourself and just like write a little note. Or on the other side, if you need to, you could always put your notes of the dates and times and what you need to do. And I put all this together for you guys. I also want to let you know that everything that you see, all the lines, all the flowers that you see here, I actually put it here. Like I actually saw it and I liked it and I put it all together and I faded it back. Like every little detail I put in here for you guys. I wanted it to be, I wanted it to look kind of like a messy, pretty thing, because that's how I feel like my life is. It's beautiful. It's a mess at the same time. So that's why you see the rip like paper and dry flowers, because there's still beauty and all that. I find beauty in that. So that's why I put that together. Okay. So Um, so yeah, so in honor of you guys being faithful of coming back here every week and supporting me and supporting this channel by hitting like and sharing and subscribing and stuff like that, this is my very first printed copy. I want to give it to somebody. So if you want this copy for free, please leave a comment and I will try to reach back to you. Hopefully I can do that. I'm still learning how to navigate YouTube's back office type stuff. So anyway, if you want a free copy of this for yourself or for a loved one maybe, please comment, and basically first come, first serve. I'll get that name and I'll try to reach out to you. And if I get a hold of you, it is yours as a thank you gift from me as being a supportive viewer. Okay, so enough of that for right now. So yeah, I didn't get my Joyce Meyer book in as soon as I had hoped, and I was hoping to share this week. So I'm going to hopefully, fingers crossed, that next Monday I'll have chapter 1's highlighted moments for you guys. Fingers crossed, right? Like, you know, you're supposed to be expecting something and then it's late and it's like, okay. But I have a little book here that I've been reading through right now as you're viewing this. It's the season of Lent, and I have been reading through a little Lent little booklet, and I have something I want to read to you guys. I'm going to try to post it up on here. Yeah, and maybe you can read along with me or see it or whatever. I'm going to see if I can read this, and forgive me, I'm not a professional reader. I sometimes stumble against reading. Okay, this passage, there's a passage here in the book, and then there's like a little reflection from the author who's writing this in this book. Okay, so let me just read you the passage. It's Matthew 26:44 through 46. Let me just read it from here. Then Jesus returned once more and found them asleep, for they could not keep their eyes open. He left them and withdrew again and prayed a third time, saying the same thing again. Then he returned to his disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? Behold, the hour is at hand when the Son of Man is to be handed over to sinners. Get up, let us go. Look, my betrayer is at hand." And this story takes place in the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus is praying and he keeps finding his disciples sleeping. Okay, let's read the author's perspective here. Accepting the Father's will is not always an easy thing to do. That's fairly obvious when I see the struggle of Jesus in Gethsemane. I also know from my own firsthand experience of how difficult it can be. Ever try to help a bird get out of your house? I actually have done that. You're trying to give it freedom and resist as though you were trying to harm it. Sometimes it's the same thing with me and God. I get into some problems. God tries to lead me to freedom, and I resist. Thy will be done is the path that gets me to true freedom and gets me ultimately where I really want to go, even though there may be some pain involved in getting there. What is God calling me to do in my life that I find most difficult to accept? And that is something for you to ask and ponder and go to the Lord with. So one time somebody had asked me, "Hey, why do you do YouTube?" And I thought about it for a quick second, and I said, well, I really believe God called me to do it. I resisted for a moment because, to be honest, I'm actually more of an introvert. I rather just listen, but I also feel called to encourage people in their faith journey. And one of the main reasons why I'm really called to help people in their faith journey is because I have to be honest with you. in my life, I have come across big, dark moments. Now, my moments, of course, like everybody else's dark moments, they're not the same, but yet at the same time, they kind of are. They're all dark. We all have suffered in some way, and maybe some of you are suffering right now. And, you know, the Lord himself suffered. So he understands to the fullest degree what suffering means. He understands to the fullest degree of what betrayal looks like, and even to the point where he felt abandoned from his own heavenly Father when he was on the cross. And I get these tendencies too sometimes where I'm in the thick of my anger, or I'm in the thick of my overwhelming fear or anxiety or whatever the case may be at the time. And I sometimes question, my God, where are you? And then it hit me one time that the Lord himself understands that temptation of wondering, where are you, God? Where's my Abba in my very most trialing times? And Jesus reminded me, he's like, you're not alone. You're not alone, and I am here with you, but you're not alone into feeling discouraged and to understand. He's like, you're not alone on the understanding. Like, he understands us. And it was actually encouraging to be reminded that the Lord is not just with me, he understands me. And it's a comforting, it's just so reassuring to know that he understands me and he knows how to intercede and pray on my behalf, because he truly understands how it feels to be discouraged and to be alone and to have anguish and to feel this darkness around your heart. And so I'm reminded of that. Why do I do this podcast? Is because I know what it's like to feel pain. I know what it's like to be bitter at God. And I also know what it's like to be rescued from my pain and healed. I also know what it's like to taste and see that the Lord is good, and to give this good to others who need to taste and see him for who he really is, and not what I've conjured up thinking, oh, this is probably who he is, or what I've heard from other people, hearsay people. No, I've truly tasted and see that the Lord is good. And it's something that I would love to do for everybody if I could. Like, if there's keys to unlock people's hearts, to open them up to receive Jesus, I would do it, right? But I can't, because it's up to them to open the door to Jesus. All I want to do is to help them realize that he can be trusted. He can be trusted with our pain. He can be trusted with our darkness. He can be trusted with whatever we have that we want to hide and protect. Well, let me just let you know that when I say give yourself permission to be embraced by grace, I mean it. Give yourself permission to let down your guard and let him in and take hold of what's keeping you back, what's keeping you stranded, what's keeping you isolated. What is that fear that you need to address? What's that fear you need to let go in the hands of the one who knows how to handle it the best, better than you? How do you do this? What do you do? Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm trying to help you see that he can be trusted, that you can let down your guard and let him in, to embrace you fully for who you really are to him. And he wants to hug you and hold you. And he looks at you as an endearment, kind of like how I look at my children. Sometimes I just want to hold them, hug them, and squeeze them real tight and show them that I love them. I feel like my job here is to kind of coach people into that, to kind of help them in a way, kind of like, I want to kind of say, kind of like a police dog companion. I'm kind of like that dog that tries to sniff out people who need to be rescued. and I help find them. And it's kind of like the policeman, you know, how the policeman's job is to take hold and take heed of that person. The dog just sits there and basically sniffs and points. Well, it sounds so funny to me. But I feel like that's kind of like me. And Jesus is actually the actual policeman taking charge and helping that person, in a sense. Yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like I'm just part of that tool in his hand, or I'm just part of the, um, whatever it is to help. It's not like he needs help. It's not like Jesus needs help. He just likes to partner up with people. He likes to partner up with you. I'm partnering up with him. He's wanting to partner up with me. And together, through our friendship and through our relationship, I want to be transparent and share. Yeah, this is how I've been there, done that, and how the Lord has helped me, how Jesus has lifted my head many times. The scripture says in Psalms 3:3, which is one of my favorites, that he's our shield. And I'm paraphrasing, he's our shield and the lifter of our head. I want to share with you guys how he's lifted my head and how he can lift your head and how he can lift your head so you can see him and he can see you. And he wants to lock eyes and engage with you and you with him. And that's what I feel like I'm called to do. I feel like I'm called to help people to take courage and humble themselves and surrender to the Lord. And that's not easy. It's hard. But I feel like my part of my job is to help you realize and to be encouraged that it's okay. It's okay to let God in. He's not going to shame you. He's not going to put this guilt trip over you in order for you to humble yourself. No, that's not who he is, and that's not how he operates. He operates with love and mercy and compassion for you. He does that because he understands you're not alone in this, and he completely understands what it feels like to be rejected, what it feels like to be betrayed, what it feels like to be abandoned by your own resources of love here on earth. And he's for you and he's with you. And that is all I have for you guys. I pray that this has some way blessed you. I pray that you are lifted. I pray that you are finding encouragement in the Lord somehow today. And yeah, just continue to go forward. And if you could, hit like, subscribe, and pray for me that the Lord will guide me and help me to help you in a sense. All right. Well, that's all I have. So remember, if you want this book here, first come, first serve, all you have to do is comment and say, I would like to have that. And I will try to get your information and mail it to you. All right, that's all I have for you, my friends. Please do me a favor and share this to someone that could encourage them and maybe plant a seed in their heart of faith of some kind. Well, in Jesus, basically. All right, that's all I have for you guys. See you next week on Thek-talks podcast. Hey, wait. Don't go just yet. I have something I wanted to remind you. And if those of you who don't know, She Leads Church 2023 Purpose is coming out just shortly after this video, which is the 13th. So I think on I want to say the 16th and 17th, registration is open and it's free for those 2 days. And there's going to be plenty of videos and teachings and encouragement in that. And I will be a part of that. So you want to register and look for me, and of course look for others along the way. And yeah, I also want to let you know that the link that I put down in the this video's description, if you click on that, you can get there to the registration. And if you want to purchase a ticket to kind of hold these videos in your inbox or computer or whatever device, and you can re-look at them or or set them to the side and look at them again, or whatever you want to do. Basically, you'll have that one once you purchase that. That is an option. You're not obligated by any means, but I just want to encourage you to go look at it, check it out, and try to find me there. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.